This is Drop Tent Media Network.
Hi, I'm Albert Davis, and I'm a solo staker on the Ethereum blockchain.
And I'm Tommy Harold, and I'm a solo staker.
Both Tommy and I are crypto enthusiasts, navigating the world of Ethereum solo staking. We're not experts, but we're on a journey to learn more. So join us as we explore, learn, and stake our claim in the Ethereum network. Welcome to the Lone Stakers Podcast.
Hi, hello, welcome, Call of Us, Neil Wood, Adam Nutter.
By the renewing of your mind.
The recycling. It's a flesh body world.
Fluid.
Human.
Fluid.
Or slimy reptilian.
I don't need this.
It's 2 seconds of attention. Yeah. It's someone who's so slow at like operating in real life. The idea that I think I'm gonna do something on the internet is fucking ridiculous.
I have like huge ideas and I just never follow through with any of it. Like I need workers.
Yeah, right. I need a dictatorship that's gonna, command this. I'll follow through, but I just fumble. I stumble. I'll do it. It gets done. But like especially on like a new endeavor, dude, I'm like, this thing, fucked that. I dropped that. Sound didn't work. Video was off.
Oh, I'm a
no
huge
idea.
excuse guy. As soon as like anything falls out of place, I'm like, this was meant to be fucked from the jump. Like, forget it. Forget all of it.
Wonderful guest, Ryan K. Everybody, it's good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you.
Adam's sick, so it's just us just sitting, chilling, and doing some drinking.
Yeah.
Man. Thanks for joining. What was the podcast about? Like, what was the pod you were talking about? Because if this is cut in or not, like
it was, but just so fearful of ever going back to it again. Because like I work, like my day to day is HR.
Oh right.
So like, and that was like the edgelord era where it was like it was cool to be and it was just like everything that would prevent me from making money.
Sure.
And like just
but you were just trying to show up.
Just tried to wipe it too. And like I am still to this day just waiting to wake up and someone just one direct message that just says we found it. And it's just like, fuck, they just own me.
I think Adam actively every week tries to get in, tries to say something every week. I'm just like, dude, I mean, I guess this is a strategy. More and more, it's going to make it hard for me to apply to other stuff.
I know.
So I got to be good at comedy now. But
now you're just like strategizing, like being in the room and they're like, okay, we saw this. And you're like, all right, but do you see me just kind of like not like I'm not totally buying in. I
laugh, but I'm like, you guys.
Yeah. Look at my eyes, though. Like, let me just see my eyes. You can see. I'm like, Adam, let's steer clear of this.
I have kind eyes. You can tell that I'm disapproving, but at the same time, I'm not going to make a stink of it, and we'll move on, and I'll talk to them after. That's the kind of emotion I was going through. Yes, we were talking about black little people that were stripping, absolutely, but you know what I mean.
They deserve it, though, too. You know, if the opportunity's out
black
there,
midgies,
someone should be speaking for them.
Someone should be. We're not
shame on an employer who's going to be like, "Hey, we can't hire you because you're trying to take jobs away from these people." That's actually a bad move on their part. You can flip that easily.
Definitely. I think that they were talking about little people in the other podcast. There's no way to avoid it because especially when I do this, that's why I don't like doing it last minute because I'm like, I already just did one. All that shit stuck in my head.
Yep.
And now it's just like, but I think they were talking about little people strippers. Have you ever been to a show with some little strippies?
I've definitely been to some strip clubs. I don't thrive in those situations though.
So wait,
I'm the guy who
are you
goes
obfuscating? Or are you saying you didn't? What? Are you don't want to admit you were turned on by a little person stripper?
I didn't see little people strip. I'm just talking about strip clubs in general.
We can get into that. Okay, good. I just wanted to confirm that.
Gotcha. Now the novelty of like a little pair, I can get into that. Like that seems like a group, like bringing people together. But like a normal strip club, like I'm the kind of guy that just goes in like looking for like love, you know, like connection. And I'm just like,
right.
And like the one time I was like, it was my brother's bachelor party and these girls, like we weren't doing anything. We were fucking losers. So they were just like picking us and just drag. They're like, we're going to get our money from these guys. And they were just like, how about you come with us? And I'm just like, I'm not the guy that says no to a lady, you know? Right. And we go in the back room and she like pulls out her like nipple right away. And she like grabs my head and like sucks on. I was like, well, this is cool. Like I thought you weren't allowed to touch here. And then like 2 seconds in, like it's like really salty. And I'm like, fuck, this is just like her move. It's just like Elmer glued levels of layers of like dude saliva. Like she's just been doing it all night.
dude.
I was so farther than a
85th
nipple
person on that tit.
It was so gross. It was just like, well, now I'm just kissing guys and it's fucking with me because I'm like, this is a tit that I'm processing.
Vicariously through her titty, you're making out with dudes.
Yeah. Oh, I have a lot of stories that the undertone is gay. And I'm like, I'm not trying to lean that way. It just happens. It just pops up.
It's just going. It's the world knocking on your door, bud.
Mm-hmm.
It's the world knocking on your door. Like, dude,
Have you seen stripper or like midget strippers?
I have. I can't remember.
Is that the political correct term?
I don't.
Midget stripper.
So I've heard from little people themselves that they don't care the whole midget thing. They're like, we don't know why some people. It sounded like people that were, not little were like, you can't say it anymore. But I think it's some and it's everyone's different. So it's but like a little people stripper, midget stripper, dude, I think he's probably fine.
That's what I'm saying. The context of in the facility. Going little people stripper seems when there's nudity
It's
involved.
even so much worse.
You're
It's
like,
bad.
where are the little people at in here?
Yeah.
Like, when do they come up?
Because that's not how I'm like. I'm not saying little people every single time. I'm like, yo, look at these midgie's nips. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying something like that. I'm like, she looks pretty good,
And that's tough. I condition myself with bullshitting from friends. Just that same thing. Like, look at him. Like, he opens that heavy door. Like, look at how many normal people struggle with it. Like, look at him. Look at And it's like, then when it comes up, I'm like, I'm conditioned to say midget. And I work in HR. I'm like,
Right.
I'm the worst. Like, I don't know how I got there.
How did you end up in HR?
I just like backed into it. I went to school for like healthcare management, and the only reason I did that is well, first off, I went for like sports management, and the school, like the first day of classes, the guy's like, you better love sports because you're not making any fucking money. Like you're selling tickets for like the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Penguins. And then all it took was I played lacrosse, and a teammate was like, if you take this healthcare management thing, he's like, there's money in it, and this guy never changes the test. And I just heard that last part. I was like, give me that. So my whole career path was like just
based
cutting corners.
Path of least path of least resistance. Wow, nice. Good for you.
So I forget why would we even get so I just took this man. I'm just like, I don't belong there.
Yeah, the title of the episode will be from midget strippers to your retirement. Ryan K. Like, and then it's you on a book cover like this.
Yeah.
Like that's very serious.
With like
Black
faded
yeah.
like midget angels in the background.
That'd be like little cherubs back there, just floating.
Exactly.
That'd be so cute. I don't want to jump off on my whole thing with cherubs. Anyway,
It's all right.
they creep me out. But no, okay. So yeah, I mean, everyone has done that. I feel like a lot of people, especially like if you majored in communications, if you know what I mean, you just were like, I found a thing.
Right.
I found a thing.
I feel like most people that go for communications do something in the porn industry, and it's like there's no way that was why.
I didn't even think about it.
By the renewing of your mind.
But yeah, okay. So you fell into it. You fell into the job. We talked about communicating, but the communications going to the adult porn. That's new to me.
It's like editing. Like it's like how many TV shows can you work for? But they're creating porn all the time.
Like digital meat. Like yeah. Okay.
Again, I don't know if you got it from like I had a binder of the answers that I wasn't like the best student. So it's like communicate. I just bundle. I just lump everything together. I'm just like. Someone told me that was it, and I was like, all right, I'll just.
Did the parents have any say, or did they care or what you did?
They were, and that's like talking to like so many people there at school too is like I went to like Catholic school too as a kid.
Right. Me too.
So it was kind of just like the way, and like as you're working through like Catholic school, you're like bouncing off. Like I lived in Delco too, so like. It was like this building was everyone like, here's how the right way to live your life. And then you go out on the streets and it's Delco and everybody's garbage and shit. So I'm just like right then and there, I'm like breaking down like, this is fucking like bullshit,
Right. These dualities don't match up. Like,
yeah.
One thing over here just doesn't make sense. How bad is Delco? Sorry, never mind. That's a little question. Keep going.
But then it's like, my parents were just happy that I went to college because they didn't go. You know what I mean? They didn't understand. My dad went to like art school. My mom didn't go.
which doesn't count. I went to art school.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't
Does
count.
not count as real
Sadly.
college.
Yeah. But then it's like they didn't know anything because they didn't have to go.
This is dangerous.
They just fucking like pushed you in there, and like they had no idea like with the debt and like the loans and shit. They were just like, you gotta go.
My buddy and I got into a not heated. We got a little heated. We're trying to like parse through the whole thing with like the people that have, you know, that went into these degrees and didn't really know what they exactly were getting into. And he's firmly, and I get it. He's firmly like, it's their fault, dude. All these, like the loan forgiveness thing. He's like, listen, I do a lot of research. You're making a big commitment, but I feel like, and I was trying to make the point to him that like, yes, college is a big commitment. And if you have everything taken care of, if you're, you know, if like, you know, then you go home every night in your junior year and, you know, or at least once a week, and you're searching for colleges and you're researching them and you're planning to go visit and you're, you know, condensing that down to a top 3 and doing all of this work. And I was like, hey man, everyone's not us.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. He just does research on research and wants to, you know, because it's a big step, but a lot of kids are just like, I'm going to a college. It's going to be this program. It's a state thing. I don't know. It's good. It says it's good. And you're like, how does it say it's good? And it's
It's like
so
a
tough.
fuck. Honestly, I think college was all right, but we were like 10 years late on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody now has like jobs in their fields at all. You know, and they're still just paying hundreds of thousands of dollars.
True. No, it got ridiculous. Towards the end, and so I told him, I was like, yeah, I know. And it's tough. If they don't do the research, and yeah, it's bad, but colleges started to actively put bullshit up. Like they did start to make these horseshit courses, and because it takes so long to process and the quality real low. So I totally understand that people were just like, yeah, it says I could do this. It's ballonomics. I know all about dodgeball, and I can be, you know what I mean? You're like, what the fuck is your degree in? You know,
One of like the biggest majors now. I used to like coach too. So like at my old like high school,
Okay.
and I would like ask these kids like what like their majors are, and it's all
Wait a second. At what point, how old are you when you were coaching?
this was probably like 6 years ago.
Okay, so you're out of college at that.
Yeah, I was probably like
Okay.
25.
I was gonna say, how great is it going to college, not really sure what you're doing, and then coming back and
Yeah.
trying to mentor kids?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
trying to. No, I'm scraping
what are
them
you
for
gonna do?
advice. Like,
Yeah,
what do
yeah,
you
yeah.
think I should do?
What are you going for?
Let's all put on a piece of
Okay.
paper. Put down what I'm good at.
Doctor, I can do that. yeah. Put down on a piece of paper.
But it's like it's all like distribution shit now because like Amazon and stuff. Like any job that was created before Amazon is now like just irrelevant. No matter what the fuck it is,
Great.
it's all just like distribution management
Wow.
and maintenance and shit.
Awesome.
It's fucking
Great.
Yeah,
That's phenomenal. I'm
Yeah.
happy to hear that.
keep this bomb
Just like, you know,
bunker going and just keep turning out podcasts.
here's
Make it work.
I've had arguments on this thing of just like Amazon. I mean, it's a brilliant idea. I was like, it's not. He just did what every person did before him. He exploited workers. It's not that deep.
I know, but he
It's-
did it through books.
I
He
know.
just fucking, and now he
Genius.
owns the moon. It's just
Yeah.
like
I know.
that's why I was a little bummed Adam's not here because I'd love to like pick his brain of like how did he get out of it?
Well, what's
he's
left of
somehow-
his brain? But
yeah. He got out of like he's not putting in that
Bezos?
bullshit. It's
Wait, you talking about Bezos, or you talking about how Adam feels?
Adam. No, like how he got out of doing corporate jobs and shit, and like
How Adam did? You think Adam had a corporate job?
wasn't he a cop? I heard he was a
sure.
cop
I
or
wouldn't call
something.
cop
I
being
was a-
corporate. That's a real high.
Not
I mean,
corporate, but
at a certain point, but not where he was.
no, I mean I get it now because like even just
You know how he got out, right?
no, did he
Injury.
shoot somebody?
No, just
He
injured.
didn't shoot anybody.
No. He would talk about that all the time if he did. That would be constant if he did.
He's got Derek Chauvin memorial pieces on
Oh,
his back.
no. Yeah. Here we go. He's gone. He can't talk. So
The
this
guy's
is
got
perfect.
his story, you know.
Yeah. Well, we don't think about the cop story, guys. It's like, well, I think we got it. But yeah.
But I use that cop analogy. I don't really leave the house much, so I just go through like
I know that about you.
YouTube videos. Just it's all just cops pulling over, and I'm like
I've seen
obsessed
these.
with it. Like,
Really?
I love the videos of like the DUI, like the guys that just like try and put like instructional videos out where they're like, if you go through a DUI checkpoint
From
you
the
just
side of the driver.
stare straight ahead and just don't say anything, and like the cops are always just like, you're not going to say shit. And they just fucking punch their window out.
I've seen videos like that. Yeah, I don't scroll. I don't doom
Yeah.
scroll.
Thank God.
I
You're
don't.
lucky. Don't do
I
that.
don't even
get into it.
imagine. It hurts. Yeah, I can't imagine.
That
how you
has
guys
me
do it.
consumed like a job now too. Like all like just the addiction to just fuck. Like I do nothing. Like I'm not even one of those people that do like self promote. Like I am terrible at social media.
Yeah.
I can't fucking get off of it.
There's friends like I was just talking to David. There's like a couple comics that I'm genuinely like, hey, dude, I'm not even looking for like job, but if you need anything, just because you
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
bigger. Like
Dave
there's
should be better.
like
yeah.
I recommended, I recommended him for a headline spot. I just wanted to check in with him, make sure he was okay with that. And he was kind of like, but, I'll host or I'll do a feature. Like, don't. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
See, I think that's how you tell what a good comic
Yeah,
is, though.
no, I agree.
No self-esteem, no ego. You have to like convince it. Like you have to drag
right.
them out of the rain. Like
yeah,
you're all right,
100%,
dude. Like,
100%, which I respected Dave absolutely. But I'm like, no, I'm doing the hosting feature set
Yeah.
because I know I shouldn't be there. Like, if I know that, you should definitely be like.
Right.
You've been doing it a little bit longer,
it's
and
just
you're
like,
much
it's your
sharper.
show. It's your
Yeah,
show.
but
I don't want to be
what
an
are you gonna
inconvenience to
do?
you.
Yeah, you play it off, which is true. Like, what do you think comics? I don't want to talk because they hate when we talk comedy anyway. So fuck that.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's it's tough.
But cops, it's like that job is impossible, and that is like that. The way the cops are structured is the same way just corporate America works. Like again, it's like
Oh.
you know what I mean. Like it's
I
like
get
why
that.
why do they have quotas? And then there's just jobs that are like you're trying to dial this into a fucking number. Like why?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know I had someone who dated it like the one dude when they were like I was like, oh, they got rid of the quotas. Like they
Wasn't your ex
they
girlfriend a
don't
cop?
okay.
Or did I make
it's
that
fine.
up?
No. Yeah, it's fine.
Was
yeah.
she a cop?
Yeah.
Okay,
she-
I thought
yeah.
so.
Yeah. I don't like to blow up her spot too much or whatever. But
Oh yeah.
but it's fine. Yeah. Like but when I remember
Do
when
you ever
they
stay up late at night just wondering what
Oh.
crime she's fighting? Just that's gotta be scary.
I do. You're right. I always picture her as like Batman perched on a building,
Yeah.
just constantly
I
standing
wouldn't even.
there.
I'm thinking the desperate person. You're like, what the fuck are they gonna do? Like, that's the scariest job in the world. It's
True.
just like, hey, approach this window. You know, where it's like
Yeah.
someone knows how much trouble they're in before you know how much trouble to put them in. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
you're
yeah.
the so like they know what's
what
gonna
they're
happen.
willing to do to get out of that situation.
Exactly. You know, you're like, all right, this is just like your taillights out, and meanwhile, there's like a pistol like lined at like.
Yeah.
It's
Well, this
fucking-
goes to the question then for you. Like, what do you think do you think we should have like cops in the same way that we see them now, or would you change up the corporate structure? Like, would you try to change the thing, or you just think this is what it is?
I just think it's fun. Well, it's just like everybody's getting theirs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, if I used to be like this angsty kid of just like, almost like what the fuck?
Yeah, don't let the baby face fool you, dude. He's got gray under that
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
hat.
yeah.
And he's
It
looking
is.
good with it.
It
It's
is.
salt pepper. It's nice, but it's a baby face
pure
with
stress.
gray.
It's all stressing things I've no control of, like this.
You're doom scrolling inside. Why are you?
Yeah.
It's probably the doom scrolling. That's what I'm
Dude,
saying.
bro, I'm going all these fucking corporate fat cats, dude. The money's they're just piling it in. Share it with us. We're all
Sons of
fucking dying
bitches,
down here. Yeah.
Fuck.
But I think that's what it is. You know, if I was in that position too, and someone's like, "Hey, you can get an extra $100,000 bonus if you just screw over these people," I'm like, I don't know them. Like,
One shot, one and done. You're never one and done though, are you? That's the bitch of it. You're never one and done because now you play in the dirt. Now they know you're dirty. That's always the thing. That's always just like, I mean, I give it, what Sam Bankman-Friedman, he's in jail, right?
I don't
He
read
just-
books. That's
fine.
the other thing.
It's okay.
It's
That's
a name I've heard.
believe Sam, guys, listen, I had a lot of shit today, but I'm pretty sure that was the guy who inflated insulin. Or that's the crypto guy. That's the crypto guy. These two guys I always use. It's like, you have the insurance guy or
the AIDS guy.
for,
He jacked it up too.
right. The AIDS guy,
Yeah.
and just jacking up meds, smiling at the fucking court, just being like, "This is what it is, America. I can put whatever price I want on it." And Sam Bankman-Friedman was just basically a new take on a monopoly scheme or a new take on like a pyramid scheme with crypto, in my understanding, right? Like, but he just went to jail, and it's interesting when you're talking about like police officer, like, or just like what we're trying to get away with. I don't know, like. in this system, I think some people in this country are just like, let him go, dude. Let him go. Hey man, he's fucking us over, sure, but he's getting his. And I'm
Well,
just
there's like 8 other companies you can point to, and you're like, are we gonna like dig into them doing
Nope.
the same shit?
we're not
Like,
gonna dig
no,
into that.
Come on.
Go home and doom scroll. Don't be worrying about
It's the same
them.
thing. Corporate work. You're like, hey, like I'm doing my shit. I just like that's my whole philosophy. I overwork so I can just like go on like hour-long walks. I just never come back.
Yep.
And my boss calls me in the meeting and he's like, you can't be walking around. And I'm like, is the work better or like what is this? Like what are we doing here? You know?
Yeah. Going and working for an art college and going to an art school where that is very encouraged.
I was
Like,
going
it's
to
great.
art school because like going to
Great.
college is also, you know, especially when you're like misguided, you're just looking at everyone who is like doing the right things. You're just like, fuck this person. But art school seems like they get more into themselves. You know, like some of people are like determined,
Yes.
but art people are like expression and like they need to like bring you into this. And you're like, you just picked some dying flowers out and like glued it on like
So, not to cut you off. Here's
No.
this is what I loved about my school. It was for blue collar kids.
Do you care where it is? Like, have you said it before? On the
Oh
podcast?
yeah, I mean, well, there. Yeah, I won't go into them too much, but it was.
Specifically,
Yeah. I think I've said it.
but it
on
wasn't
here
like
before.
in the city.
It was in the city. It was a small. So here's
All right.
it was a small college in the city that had been around since a very long time. It's very easy to look up where I worked, but anyway, it's just a sad state of affairs in the way that it happened because it was just a privately owned, very tiny college. It would take maybe 100 students
See
a
that
year.
private owned. That's where it's.
And it was humbly owned. It was started because of the World War II. It was just 1940s. Like they were like, cool, people are coming back from war, and we've got a lot of guys who need industry shit, and they're just, we need artists. Get in there and start drawing and getting into the newspapers, boys. Like we're here.
Now we have too many artists. We need more war. We got
We gotta get more
put
war.
some knives.
Korea was certainly right there. They were real ready, so don't worry about it. They got the war rattled up, but it was blue collar. It was hard to explain this to people. I was like, you didn't go here. I mean, if you had money, good for you.
Right.
But this was a very cheap school to go to. It was a commercial art school. This doesn't exist
Did you
anymore.
have to draw like the turtle or the pirate for the
No.
entry test?
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck your face. And yes. Yes, I did. No. No, submitted a portfolio. But I loved it because it was about getting a job. It was about like getting a job out of the program. Like it was much more of a trade school when art was considered that. And you didn't need a bachelor's degree or the money at the time in 2007 to like go and get a bachelor's degree. And I was like, oh, this is cheaper. Like, cool. Like, I'll just do this. This is great work. They have a tie into a network that hires kids. I mean, so it was great. But it was blue collar. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't go to a program and like, I'm gonna put this leaf on there. You have to hold it and then don't move for 3 hours. I call it stasis. Like it was. I didn't go to that school. We were all like, some form of fucked up or just really wanted to make our way in art and we just knew that we wanted to like get a job and that was it. So, and they did it very well. Unfortunately, of course, another company
I'm into like art
ruined it.
shit myself. Like my dad went to art school, so
I've
I
seen your art.
always
Really
just
good stuff. Fun.
Right. But so when you were in high school, did you have like good guidance counselors that
No.
everyone almost shut it down?
Yes.
Like, you can't do this. Like,
Yeah.
you need to do something that makes money. And I'm like, all right, like what makes money? And they're like, according to your grades, like none of the schools.
Janitor.
Yeah, you're not gonna make any money you can't get into the schools that make money. Like,
have you thought about removal of like trash or things like that? There's a lot of that kind of stuff you could be doing.
but I don't feel like anyone like actually invested the time to be like, what do you like?
No.
Like, what do you like? I feel like everyone was just like, why don't you go be that guy? Like, see him over there. Like,
I mean,
what's he
you-
do? I don't know.
I just got you're creative, and we really like that. Like the instructors are just like, you're creative. That's awesome. You have a gift, and that's huge. And then that was
But
the
now's
end
the
of
time to get serious.
No, I didn't. That's the thing. It's a shame you got the serious talk. That does suck. That you got like the serious talk.
Where'd you
Go-
grow up at around?
Hamilton. So
Okay.
sort of Vineland, Millville. My dad's from Millville. We lived in Vineland for a little bit, and then we moved to Buna, and then closely like
So it's
then
the
we got-
Jersey schools.
just
They're
all South
better.
Jersey,
They're
all
better
South
than
Jersey
PA.
Catholic schools.
Everyone in PA says, you know, Philly's better, but the schools they're way better in Jersey.
I know a couple of people who live in Philadelphia who send their kids to New Jersey.
Dude, it is. I can't even imagine teaching is now harder than being a cop. But where it's like the
yeah.
kids run the asylum. You like even going back to those police videos now.
The other videos you're watching. Of the
Yeah,
kids
yeah,
in school.
yeah.
100%.
Since I can't watch those videos anymore. There's live feeds in the classrooms, but there was a DUI checkpoint, and it was like this lady just trying to avoid it, and just every question the cop asked, she's like, "You do know, like, I'm non-binary," and it's just like it's like a deterrent of like progressing to like, hey, a DUI is coming.
Right.
You know, I said, like, I don't understand how teachers like get anything across. Like, how do you even hold a class now where every kid is like taught like you're a fucking unicorn and you're all unicorns and you should be heard when they bring up Christopher Columbus? You can like now assault the teacher because like if you don't want to hear it, you know,
if you
it's a
wanna hear-
hate crime on your ears.
No, there's got to be something because we're in that motion of like, hey, new things over the last 5-10 years are changing. You know, the society is recognizing things about it, and some people want to make changes, some people or whatever. But in the classroom, you have young personalities that are grabbing onto now new concepts. So instructors need to be like, dude,
I think it's the parents. Like,
Well,
there's like a little
I love-
incubation of
Dude,
pussy.
do you have
That's
kids?
like, I
You
know.
immediately were just
don't.
like, I think it's the fucking parents,
Fucking
man.
parents.
These fucking parents.
No, but they're all just like, you can't even like parent, like, because if like, I don't know, everyone
They're
just
looking for is what that's
interject-
what I was trying to say. Is like if Instagram and TikTok are teaching them anything, it's like, hey, be on the lookout. There's someone's gonna misgender you and you're gonna need it. It's like, yeah,
but now police other parents. And
Sure.
like back in the day, like our dads would probably like punch someone in the face if they came up and were like, hey, your kid's like a fucking shitty kid running around home. You know, he's just like,
yeah,
I got it. Like, you know, who are you to say?
true.
Now
So,
it's just
or
like,
they'd beat us and they'd beat us and be like, what the fuck did you do?
yeah.
What the fuck did
Now you
do?
have to respond with like, okay, I'm glad you brought that to my attention, and I value
Yes.
your perspective that my kid is interfering with your life. You know what I mean?
I
It's just
appreciate
like,
that.
shut the
Taking it- we're
fuck
making
up.
actions
Get
to
outta here.
change.
Like my one buddy was telling me his boss, he was like just shooting shit with his boss. He just had a kid, so I guess he was just trying to figure out what to expect, what's coming down the pike. And it's like just normal shit. His kid's in like kindergarten and is like whatever age that is. I'm not good with kids, but just doing shit we all did as kids, like just pretend to be a dinosaur.
Yeah.
And now they're like, well, we think he might have some social complex that we should like nurture early on. So like, let's just hold him back. And it's like, what? There's like I mean, maybe it is different, but the kids that got held back when we were in middle school
Right.
were like troublesome kids, you know, like bringing weed to middle school and shit. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
weren't. None of them were like, you know what? This is just so like I intellectually get on the same level I'm supposed to be at. You know what I mean? Like no kid had that appreciation. They were just like, I'm older, so I'm just running shit now. You know?
I'm trying to think if I knew anyone who was held back.
I didn't
You're
hang
right.
out
They
with
were the
those kids. They were
misfits.
bad.
They were bad.
kids.
They were bad.
kids. Yeah. No, they were all like the insane clown posse and like the just
Well, that's because they got held back. That's not their fault.
right. Yeah.
That's you're not wrong. Like out of the action, like what is the reaction? Is the reaction that did they become that way because you held them back? Like did they notice something about it? Like why am I being held back? Why am I different? And then I went even harder to the other thing of other or not.
It's just so weird to be like he's
Nature versus nurture, dude.
he's
You're
just
so
acting
deep.
like a fucking dinosaur. Like that's what kids that age do. Like,
Kindergarten?
there's nothing
Yeah.
fucking wrong with them. And isn't that weirder to be like, again, it goes back to, hey, time to get fucking serious. Okay. You're going in the
Sure.
first grade, bucko. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
Here
Like,
we go, dude.
yeah.
It's gonna be
The
first
T-Rex
grade, lawyer, then death.
You have human appendages, dude. Extend those things out. You're not a fucking T-Rex. All right. The teacher thinks you're stupid.
He may be transrexophobic. I'm not sure because he won't do the arms anymore.
But there is a certain grade where he's like, I actually identify as a T-Rex, so like I can just like bite anybody I want. And the teacher does have to be like, we all have to appreciate how he's choosing to live his life. So if he bites you,
I mean,
it's a T-Rex.
I'm happy that, like, I mean, it's ridiculous in the percentage. I mean, we're joking, but also if you do come out and
You
identify
might be.
yourself as a T-Rex, know that again, that cop is still going to arrest you at that DLA checkpoint. It doesn't pertain to the argument at hand. You're a drunk dinosaur.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Why don't
fine.
you bring that up with the DMV? I actually don't have a license, okay? Because the DMV doesn't acknowledge dinosaurs yet.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
officer. So I don't have what you
Be
want.
great. Be great if the cops just like, it's fine. We got a guy from the Natural History Museum. Could you get over here, Phil? We're gonna you arrest this dinosaur, dude. Yeah, bring him on in. It's like what? Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of people reacting to certain ways because they feel as if their thing is going on. But you're watching. I know now why you're great.
No,
You're just
it is.
watching
I-
crazy nonsense all day. How many of you
It just
watch it?
bothers me.
What everyone I talk to is this way. You all are watching it every day, and then you complain about it, which blows my mind. Again, I'm sorry, I'm this person who then I blame you.
But it's Delco. It's like if someone said like, I don't think you should call me a pussy. It's like, you know what I mean? Like adults like called me a pussy. Like, so someone might say like, I can't feel bad for you to be like, pull yourself together. Like every time someone calls you a pussy, you got to like cancel Christmas on your family. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I agree. I'm harder even in the other. That's what I mean. Like I'm shaming you now for like whining about.
I guess I am.
You know what I mean? You're like, well, it's tough because I'm always
whole
watching all
thing
these videos, and I'm just like, well, have you thought about not watching the videos? And everyone's like, and I'm not kidding, dude. I have severe problems with it. As someone who is doing media currently. I do, but are you guys like you're actively addicted and you don't want to talk about it? That's the thing I find very interesting. How many comics do we know who are just like, I'm addicted to my phone, I'm on it constantly? You think your kids are socially awkward or being pulled out and off to the side because they're being, I think he's
they're
awkward.
socially awkward.
You're fucking socially awkward
Dude,
and don't realize
I
it.
have friends now that we stopped exchanging words. Like we phased out words and all we do is just share like the same Instagram videos like in rotation. It's just like,
I mean,
all
my
right.
lonely part is like, wow, that sounds nice, but my because I don't.
yeah, I'd like to see a bowling alley incident every once in a while. You know?
I've been told I text old. I've got the old kind of thing. I'm
So
like,
bad.
I was on a dating app, was fucking messaging a chick, and she just, and it's going well. And then I use a GIF.
Yeah,
And she was
yeah.
like, did you just use a GIF?
Yep.
And I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she was just like, oh, you must be over. And we're not kidding. She's like, you must be over 32. She
Yeah.
had an age.
You can't keep up with this. You can't-
It's- I
and
don't-
she nailed it. She
I
was
did.
right.
I was like,
She was
I'll be
100%
35.
right.
Yeah, I'll be 35 this month or whatever. So you're not wrong. She's like, yeah, I just find guys that I talk to at over that age, always over that age at this point,
Yeah.
use gifts.
It
like,
would be
a lot.
funny if it's like the same 3 gifts too. You know, like
Oh,
it's
that'd be so
something from the
sad.
Big Lebowski or something.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
something to be like, you know, I watch some cult movies. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. It would be like the 3. Just pop them into the fucking comments right now. You know,
But
which
I have
3.
to like I've had similar conversations where they're like, how do you feel about like FWBs? And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
I
They're
don't
like
know.
friends with benefits, and now all of that energy's out of the room because you asked
Yep.
me to explain. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck.
I don't care though.
damn it.
I genuinely, here's the thing, this is where, and I think people feel this when they're talking to me, is I get genuine disgust from like, I will just be like,
I do too. I don't have time for it.
I'll be like, wow, this is what you're bringing the internet into real life. That's what you just did to me.
Yeah.
Is you brought the internet into real existence, and I fucking hate it.
The only I've noticed it is you have to now dumb yourself down to like their, because that is what other guys are doing to them too. You know what I mean? So you just have to dumb and just it. I figured out, you know, like I'm like I want to figure out what they're like. You know, like I'm just trying to chill with somebody, hang out because I'm older now. You know what I mean? Like the chase isn't as fun, so I'm like I'm trying to just settle down and stuff. But the only way to like talk to girls now is like it's only got to be about them, because nobody, like guys and girls, like under a certain age, do not know how to ask questions that don't pertain about them. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I do know what you mean.
Like, do you ever meet, like, I don't know how young you've dated or anything, but it's not that far, like 27, 28.
Right.
still are like, do you know how to ask questions? Like, are you interested in me? Like, you haven't asked anything. It's all just like, hey, you like dogs or beaches? And they're like, I do like dogs and beaches. And you're like,
Well, do you blame them?
and
Yeah, I don't even
it's
blame
not.
them. It's a gig economy. You've got 87. You could be a fucking lawyer and then you have to make videos on TikTok because you want to hopefully go on like and have a nice honeymoon.
but
you know
now
what I'm saying?
you have to adjust now to that. And just every answer now is whatever they say. You just go, that's crazy. Like, you like dogs? What kind of dog? Yeah, that is crazy that you have a white dog with brown spots. That's crazy. And then it's like, how do you feel about Israel and
Dude,
Gaza?
yeah, just
Whichever way they go, it's crazy. Do you believe how other
What?
people are acting about it? That other side, they're crazy too. Like, for some reason, try it out, test it.
I'll give it a go.
Try and only answer crazy. Just wow,
The one
that's
girl-
nuts.
The one girl I'm talking to, she got me straight out of the gate, and she had the same temperament, I should say. It was like,
You almost like
quick
have
chat.
to hype them up
no,
before they're like, I'm in.
Yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
guess.
It's not like, wow, I like how Neil's interested in actually like my dad. You know, most
Yeah.
guys don't blow me up. You know,
I guess. So
They
wait, you're
don't
saying a
want that.
lot of guys are just everyone is self-absorbed, right? And
A little-
more self-absorbed.
well, I think they're all on their phones,
Right.
so they don't have that communication of like, it's normal to not have anything to say and just blurt out like, fuck.
Kanye's crazy or whatever the fuck it is.
Hey, when's the next album he's putting? You know, like something
Yeah, yeah.
stems from
the
it.
baby's acting weird this week, right? What? Okay. that
Like, how
kissy
many young?
face,
I'm
whatever.
not the best at like being
Oh.
networking at open mics.
Everyone turned. There's two white guys who are not good at communicating, or at
Yeah,
least
yeah,
putting
yeah.
their personalities on social media, because that's what everyone is doing. Some people are
That's
better
how
at
you
putting
know
their,
people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nobody knows me.
Here, man.
But then if you ask people, if you go up to them and you're just like, hey man, and they're not like people fucking like jump, like
Yeah.
what the fuck, and just freeze. And you're like, now this is so uncomfortable. I'm just going to keep it moving. Like,
Don't talk
what
about
the
Dave
fuck?
Primiano like that. It's
It
he
is
is very social.
Dave is a raccoon, dude. If you
Hey,
see him out in the day, he just scurries away.
Oh man, he was doing a headline in spot.
Hey Dave, how you doing? He's just under a shed. All right, see you, dude.
Yeah, he's got the
Yeah, his head movements just let
I
you
love
know.
him.
You go, oh, he's wondering if
he
everyone's
is one
okay
of
with
the
them.
funniest. Yeah. He is one of the funniest lighthouse birds I've ever seen, because it's constantly this. It's like it's a rotation and it's around. I love him to death. But it's the kind of shit that I see. But dude, too many ideas. I genuinely do. I feel both bad for the people that have to date or just deal with society and everything it encompasses right now. Yes, you're right. They're probably distracted. They're busy. And also they're trying to fuck and figure out society and be sociable. I like the one girl was just like, no, I talked to you for a little bit and then we go meet.
Yeah.
Just like that was it. It's just
Nice
like, we're
and
getting
easy.
this out of the way. We'll meet in a mutual place, nice little spot.
Now there's
whatever
like
we
a
do.
timing though. Now
See, I don't know.
you
the
have
timing.
to I don't either.
I don't know it.
You have to hit the right timing. Hey,
Nope.
let's meet up.
I
If
don't
you
know
ask
it.
too soon, creep them out.
Fucked.
Yeah, they're
Too
like,
late.
why?
You're like, does he really even?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
you
yeah.
just waited, or you should have messaged me like 2 days ago. I'm just like, why are we all? But it's this is what I mean. People are becoming the internet. It's
They
what's
are.
happening.
Essentially.
Like it's like, well, that you became a platform who is judging them based on an interaction that feels like a trend on Twitter. Like it's just
I
like,
do-
oh well, that's so. Yesterday I was thinking about hanging out with you 2 days ago, but not now. It's like that's not how life works. What
Yeah,
the fuck
yeah,
are
yeah.
you talking about?
Well, that's the other put off too. Again, maybe we relate
this
on
podcast
this.
is not going to be listened to by anyone.
No.
This is- I love
There's
it.
two guys that are like hardcore in that are like
I
finally.
fucking speak to a brother. Like,
Yeah. I'm not getting pussy either, man. It's fucked up.
Oh,
out here.
easy. I mean, listen, I'm doing stuff. I'm making moves out here. I'm just doing it in real life. I'm not.
But that's
not-
yeah, like the Catholic school thing too, like made it seem like I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, okay, if I'm going to try with you, I'll invest the time. But now there's just this turn where like everybody's fucking 8 people at once, and you're like, I don't know if I want to compete in this race. You know what I mean? Like if I have to swim through all this fucking mess, you know what I mean? I'm like, is it worth it?
It sounds daunting when you put it that way.
Yeah, I don't mean it to be. I thought it would be.
So wait, because you're iron that idea out of the door. So you feel kind of like pressure from like interacting with people now because they have there's possibly more sexual partners, or sexual partners are easier to deal with, or have a lot of and battle between.
Yeah,
But
it's
you feel like you're like in that mix, and you're just like, this is too much.
It's like almost off-putting. I'm just like, that just doesn't, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm not into like the whole like
You're a
I'll just
monogamy
do
bro. dude.
8 guys till I figure it out.
Hey guys, is okay. I mean, one, she's got to be on point for organizing, so you should try to bag her. 'Cause she
That's
probably
true, that's true.
is going to be running a Fortune
That's
500
true.
company. That's a lot of bros.
That's motivation right
yeah,
there.
yeah. But I get you. I get you on that. Wait, I thought you were like married. Aren't you married?
no.
Jesus.
No,
okay.
no.
Are you single now? I thought you've been with a young lady for a long time.
No. Well, I was. That's a whole nother.
Okay. I don't want to get. But
fucking
okay.
mess.
I'm guessing for the talk.
No,
that
it's
makes
cool.
sense.
It all just ends up into like, I don't know. Lately, it just seems like everything is like, hey, when you have the tough talks, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everything now is like, you should express your feelings, you know?
True.
But then when you're in like that intimate setting where you're like, you want to have this talk, and they're like, no.
Yeah.
And then like they go visit their sister or something, and then you just see like a Spotify playlist.
I'm laughing because that feels real.
It is real.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
That's how the last hookup I found. I'm like, it was like a 30-song playlist, and all of them had like the theme in the title of like, I'm free.
yeah.
So I'm like, should we have this talk? Like, what's going on here?
Because I'm laughing because that mind, as soon as like she shares a playlist with you, like you haven't
No,
you,
this was on Instagram.
I'm okay.
So it was like
All right.
essentially like this podcast. It was like 30 story posts of just the play, like nobody gave a shit. You know what I mean? So like it got to a
Wow.
point where you're like, okay, this is just specifically for me to fill
Yeah.
the blanks here, you know?
Clearly,
Yeah.
She broke it up into 15-second clips. Why you fucked up, or like why she? went away
The
with it?
whole thing. Tegan and
Fuck.
Sarah, fucking Hawthorne Heights, the whole. As soon as it was emo, I
Hawthorne
was
Heights.
like,
You
I'm
brought
done.
Hawthorne Heights into it.
It brought a little nostalgia back because I was
Right.
like, this is like kind of my music, you know. And then there's like, you know,
But yeah, then you remember like that girl from ninth
I'm
grade.
like, there's a
yeah,
trend
like,
here, you know. There's too much, you know. I can't make it on my own. And I'm like, all right, I get it.
I don't know. I'm out there. Dude, I'm out there trying to meet people in real life. I mean, listen. If you
Do you
if-
find it exhausting? You're a good
I
looking
don't.
guy.
I don't find it exhausting. I don't.
I
find
have a
it
particular type.
exhausting. Okay.
I've
That I'd like to get
always
into.
been chubby. So like I
Yeah.
admittedly am shallow.
I was like your shape when like.
I heard that. That's incredible to me.
Yeah, I mean it's
Because I
doable.
feel like the jawline comes out. I feel like, do you think there's a jawline under here?
there's a jawline
Not
under there,
at
baby
all,
boy. There's a
dude.
jawline. I'm telling you.
Oh,
There's a
I
jawline
need like a
under there.
profile pic.
No, I
of
can
this
see
thing.
those, dude. I can see those sweet little cheekies. Dude. It's gonna suck on in,
How's the
bro.
body? Sure.
Your butt?
I actually feel like
body's
I've
good.
seen you with
Yeah.
a shirt off, have I not? Maybe you've lifted it up for your nipple bit. Maybe
I
that
may
must be
have.
it.
For you, I definitely.
I feel
do.
like I've seen
every time. That's what we did in the bathroom. Leave
But
it
I'm impressed. Someone did say that like I forget. Maybe it was like a joke you had, and I was like, "What was that?"
the
And they're
nipple
like,
thing.
"Yeah,
I don't remember flashing anybody with my nip bit, but I may have.
it was the early state. You were hashing it out. At,
I may
at
have.
Grape a little
I
bit.
may have done.
Yeah,
it
but someone
great.
was like, Neil's like a reformed fat kid, and I'm just like, you don't see like,
Yeah.
it's like receding hairlines. You know, like most people can't see it unless you have a receding hairline. You can spot it on every guy. It's going.
Yeah,
And I feel like ex-fat guys, you can see some quality. It's there somewhere to let it's
I
rings
got
on a tree.
I've
You can't
narrowed it
truly
down.
move it. You can't. Take
I've narrowed it down. I like the rings on the tree. Yeah, because you're right. Because I've narrowed it down where you can only tell it's only in the dick region now. Like that's I've narrowed it down, dude. Seriously, it's just
You
extra.
just have like a 600-pound life just fupa that just drops off.
it's just
a
like, oh my
fanny
god, you have a
pack.
giant dick. It's like, oh no, that's not my dick. And then I unfold it.
Yeah.
Just like
Take a
raw.
peek behind the
just-
curtains here. Yeah.
It just looks like Nope. It just the alien from Nope. It's like boom, 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 and it opens up. Yeah. So many folds.
But I feel like I always like fluctuate. Like I can never get and
see-
stay.
yeah. You see,
The
I
fact
fluctuated
you've
for a
made
long
it,
time.
Yeah.
I fluctuated for a long time, dude.
What do you just eat? Chicken and rice?
You don't want to get into this. Listen, if you want to check out my healthcare program, guys,
Yeah.
I'm no, I don't.
Welcome back to the
Yeah.
JRE.
Yeah, right. No, because it's.
What changed it? Anything? Spark it? Just
Yeah, I mean
tired?
this level.
Feeling it?
This level was the last relationship to bring it back to the relationship. Last one, I was
Yeah.
like heartbroke, that kind of deal. I was like, All right. Well, I made a promise myself anyway. I was like, abs before 40. I'm gonna have abs.
Yeah.
I want to have abs into 40.
Yeah.
So 35,
You can get
got
it,
it
you can
done.
get
Not a big deal. I'd set
But say
myself
it
up.
goes back to the beginning where I was like, I have those ideas, you know,
Right,
like
but you never
want to
follow
do
through.
can't follow through. As soon as it's like, you got to maintain this, I'm like, I'm out. I cannot do it.
It's a shame. I mean, there's the best part is the fact that you get to cheat. That's the best when like you can figure out whatever works for you. And trust me, dude. The guys I fucking live with, like the dudes.
I've done sports and stuff. Like I played in college and stuff. Like they tried to show me stuff, and I was like, that's not for me. You know, like
no, I meant more
running?
habits wise. No. You're not. You're thinking.
I have no
habits.
habits. I have no habits.
That doesn't make any sense. You have habits.
I have weed. Only the ones that hurt my life. Only
Right.
ones
No,
that
you have habits.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
phone is a habit.
My phone's a habit. Yeah,
Phone's a habit. Weed is a habit. And I use.
That's a good way to look at it. Maybe I should just be like, this is a habit.
It is a habit.
Not
Wait a
me-
second.
not me
Before this, have
punishing
you
myself.
not been looking at it as a habit?
No, working out.
Oh,
I'm always dreading it. I'm always looking at it
Oh.
like, fuck this. This is gonna take me away from
Start
my,
small.
my
Walks.
phone.
walks.
I do. I run a little bit, but it gets cold and I can't keep up.
Cold.
with it.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. I am a hatred of the cold running. If you,
Yeah.
I went running today. Blue. Sucked. Hated every moment.
And
of it,
and
but
then
I
you
had fun.
listen to like David Goggins podcast where he's like, this shit gets easier. And I'm like, I've never felt that. Like that, I dropped like 40 pounds just running. And I fucking feared running. And one day I was just hungover and I was like, I just felt like shit. And I was like, fuck, I'll just do it.
Sweat it out.
Sweat.
I'm going for a
Yeah.
sweat run.
It was the sweat that I think
Yeah.
got it because I love like saunas because you just sit and it just doesn't work for you.
Yeah. True.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
one, that's insane. No, good. Yes.
Yeah, it speeds up the metabolism and stuff. Everything you hear on Joe Rogan. But
Dude.
I've ran, and then this is the story of my life.
You sauntered your way into a mushy body because you just didn't want. You're like, well, this is easier. I could run, or I could not.
But I had every opportunity to run and like improve the opportunity while I had it. You know what I mean? With sports, and I was always the guy just dragging at, and like the coach is just screaming at me. He's like, "I'm gonna make everyone else fucking run," and I'm just like, "That sucks." Just like getting lapped. Just like, I'm sorry, everybody. Fuck you though. I'm not. I don't have it in me.
I'm gonna start a new podcast called "Let Me Fix You" because it's all you need, dude. Is you need to do body weight exercises and cut this running shit out. You need to go for walks
Yeah.
because you hate it. No, I'm saying you.
I don't
hate
hate it. I love the feeling
Shut your dumb mouth.
afterwards.
You let it
Doesn't
go. I got it
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the thing what you said. You dread it. You said dread.
That's true.
Listen, man. If you dread it that
That's true.
much and it's a big inhibitor, you need to cut it out. You need to do walks. And what I would do is mix in, walk to a park that is a distance,
Yeah.
do a body weight exercise, do stuff there. You can do stuff without having to
I'm be like
run. That is
Kimbo
challenging.
Slice and just a body vest,
Dude,
a
if I
weighted
see
vest,
you-
just doing chin up or whatever. I don't even know what it's called. I don't even know. Lat pull down extension
Just 100 dips. There it is. Get your
Fucking
lats up, baby.
this chin, I couldn't think of the fucking word dip.
I know it's,
It's
a
an
shame.
embarrassment.
That shin feels like it has a lot of dip in it.
I
don't
am
know what
a
it
dip
is.
guy, dude. Love dips.
Love dips, but no, man. Anyway, I'm not here to fix you. That's not what I'm here for. I'm
well,
here
you
to
could.
just hear great stories from you and have fun. We have to do plugs, so let's do
Oh,
plugs
yeah.
real quick because we're running late on plugs.
Sure.
Ryan K, tell us where you're going to be at. Tell us how to follow you.
I'm gonna take the Dan DePrill route and
Nice.
just say I'm taking it easy.
So
right
I'll do
now.
your plugs.
No, yeah. I don't know, Neil. Tell me where I'll be. No, I had a good run doing Helium and Punchline and your show,
Yeah.
biggest little comedy at Myers Brewing. Sick room, great little. I love that. Especially where we are. You know what I mean? Like that show is so much better in that room on top
love
of everybody packed in
I love it.
there. It is like
Yeah.
it was really one of like the most like freeing. You see everybody, it's interactive. Like everyone feels like they have
Yeah.
to almost be involved in the show.
It's what I got into comedy for was that close, like tight knit thing. Like I'm hoping that it feels that way, and other shows like that in the city feel like it. But thank you,
It's that separate room too. There's
Yeah.
some others that do it,
totally.
but like you go to some bar shows and like there's just everyone's like 16 yards away from you. You know what I mean? It's just
That's what, we did one of those recently. That cop bar when you were listening to it, but like did one of those where it's just like the last person is
At a-
legitly 30 30 feet,
Yeah,
probably 30 feet. And remember, and it's not even across the board. It's like the last person is 30 feet that way. And then everyone else is like closer and it's all in one line. So I feel you. So thank you for the compliment.
You did a show at a cop bar?
Yeah, this cop bar in, well, I should say it was a police themed bar.
Okay.
Yes.
Fundraiser?
Mainly whites. No. Actually,
okay.
put on. It was a good show.
Because I've heard those service guys
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
are just waiting to take out like every harassment they get from the community. They're doing their own writing. You know, they're taking in
manifesto
like what
writing.
people are screaming at them. They're like,
Yeah.
that's a good fucking line. And I've heard just like the most berating from like cop show, firefighter shows where it's just like I can bully
I haven't
fucking
heard this.
weasels. No,
Okay. No, I haven't heard okay. No, but
I like it. I like when things kind of get off
I
the
do.
rails a little
I
bit.
was trying to have the set where shit got weird because I was
Yeah.
trying to gauge. I was like, what's going on? It went well. We were having fun. But it was like a thing where I was trying to group them, and it's just such a weird, long room. But again, you're doing a brewery. It is what it is. Like, you know, shout out to Boston Comedy Club. Like they're doing
Anywhere you can get it. You got
yeah.
it. You got
But like,
it.
you know, that you show up and then it's just like the brewery set up this way, and there's really not much else you can do about it. So we're gonna roll into be what it is. But your plugs, my good man, please. Where are
You
gonna
can
be?
follow me on Instagram, Ryan K. It's private because I don't want to get fired from my job. But buy my art. It's better in my comedy. So
Yeah, how do I buy your art?
just to pay me. Just I'm
Yeah,
waiting
no, I
for
mean, what
anybody.
format are you sending them in? Are you sending like prints? Are you sending
I
what?
gotta sell one. No, it'd just be the original. Just send it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the studio's buying one tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that is happening. Because I've seen, I'm like, I don't know how he's selling these, but I would like to purchase something for the studio.
Let me anything for the podcast or anything. Like I always
Absolutely.
I always
That's
utilize Dan Getz. Like I just doodle it. He throws it in the fucking computer and colors it and makes it look
Oh,
good.
wonderful. Danny,
Yeah.
yeah. They just had one too. Okay, great. Awesome. So that's good shit. Anything else?
That's
Future
my plug.
socials?
Dan
Yeah.
Getz, everybody.
Boom. Dan Cats, everybody. Check out Ghosted with Meg Cats and all of them, what they're doing over there. You can follow me at IamNeilWood.com. Go over there, or JamesWoodArt.com. You can go over there if you want to check out some of the stuff I'm doing.
You're doing art? What
Oh yeah, I mean,
what
with ours,
medium?
I mean, everything I built here, everything.
So it's like woodworking shit.
No.
So,
Sorry.
Like
Check me out for
yeah.
digital media art of all kind, editing, anything really. Technically, that's the bonus of going to the school I went to, like graphic design, digital media, visual communications. Throw something at me, I'll be able to do something with it. Animation, motion graphics, editing, graphic design, illustration, whatever it is, I can help you out. So JamesWoodArt.com, go there if you want to hire me. And if I have some time for you, I will make it. Of course, check it out, drop10.com for all the dates and details for everything we have coming up. And, the normal plugs that we do. Make sure to join on the Discord. Get on to our Patreon, patreon.com/cultofus. $5 gets you in the door. You get a shirt. You get a hat. You actually don't get a hat. I said that, but you don't. You get a shirt. You get all kinds of great stuff in there. The gauntlet, watching animal videos and fucking doing would you rathers to see if you will actually want to eat your mom's poo. Yeah, that's sometimes we do shit like that. It's weird. Don't ask. But get into the fucking Patreon. Have a bunch. There's all kinds of movie watches. We watched Nicolas Cage movies. We watched the Serbian film. If you want to see us watch the Serbian film and check back in, check that the fuck out. All right, there's some great stuff in there. So $5 a month, we appreciate it. Other than that, people, let's get back to it. Boom, there we go. Editing done. Crushed. I even left up the other pod's art.
They're good looking.
It doesn't matter.
They're good looking guys.
That's very nice of you to say. That is something that Brian, how are we going to end this one, man? I feel like can we be honest?
Yeah, go
I
for
feel like
it.
this is the first time you and I have ever sat down. I mean, I know I'm a
Yeah.
lot to deal with. I'm
Yeah.
a lot. I just, scattered brain. It's not great. But I knew since I saw your artwork, I was like, oh shit. Like you're fucking a kindred spirit in ways. And I'm happy that we did this. And I'm happy that Adam's sick. Hear me? I'm happy that you're sick.
I had so many cop questions lined up.
I know. I'm
was
so sorry.
right.
He hates talking about it too.
Does
Actually,
he?
like,
I probably would too. It was,
he's trying to move on. Like we talk, it became a thing a trope but there's so much life experience that comes out of it, or
But it's like the same
perspective.
period. Like I had a home robbery. You know, people broke
What?
in and held me at gunpoint.
Tell
It's
me
like,
about. I'm a cop.
I love this
Tell
story.
me
Give
about
me
it.
it. Give me that. Yeah, relive it for
You have to
me.
remember though, Staten Island. Do you want another drink? Take another drink? No, you're good. Okay.
Yeah,
Don't forget.
lots of cops out there.
Staten, yeah, dude. Not in this neighborhood, but when you get out, yes. But no, but well, except today because someone fought on the street. But which was true. Actually, did you see them?
It was Dan and Dave.
Was it Dan and Dave that finally had it out?
Stepping on each other's
No.
toes about Homer Simpson.
When they got
jokes.
here, there was 4 cop cars in front of the house. Somebody was being subdued. It happened.
I already saw it's the Purge down here.
Yeah.
Great neighborhood.
Great
It's a great neighborhood. Get into it. It's an island. It's
Get
an
into
island.
it.
You hit West Diamond.
Kensington.
There's just like
it.
nobody's driving with lights on, and then there's just cops just posted
We
up.
go
and
by
you're like,
Lantern Light. It's
Yeah.
Kensington. It's old timey.
That's true. That is.
I love the one that is old Kensington. Is one of the neighborhoods that are. It's like
Yeah.
right over that way. I love it. It has the E at the end. The audacity. The
We're-
audacity.
I won't get into the place I'm working, but they're trying to like get into cleaning up Kensington.
I would love to work with him.
It sounds devastating. Like they want it. So I guess now people like go and pick up what's the drug to wean people off heroin? It's methadone.
Oh, Narcan.
Yeah,
Oh, so methadone and then
Methadone,
Narcan
yeah.
is the thing
that's
that'll
the
stop
to
it.
bring them back. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So it was methadone. They're trying to do
Okay.
methadone, and there's like methadone trucks
Oh,
or like stations. Like in the morning, people go before their jobs to get
Good.
their methadone. But like, what if you see someone from work there, and you're like, oh, we're both like, we've been in the dirty here a little bit. You know what I
true.
mean?
That is true. Yeah. But
But-
you're on the drug that doesn't. Methadone's like, yeah, you're right. There is shade.
No,
on that,
but you're
definitely.
like, I know, like without knowing you, I already know the life you kind of lived. You know what I mean?
True.
Like it's.
I would, dude. If I saw a dude, and again, not like me going to the truck to do drugs, but if I saw a dude and clocked him going to the methadone clinic, and we worked at Chipotle, or no, let's make this. This makes more sense. What, my 9 to 5 admin job or something? I'd be like, yo, fucking Cliff rocks.
Yeah.
He lived a life, and I would ask him more questions. I would befriend him.
He always wears long sleeve button ups, but he's got fucking sick tats under there.
Oh, He's got some bad ones. He's got some good ones.
Yeah.
He's got some fun ones.
His whole sleeve is dedicated to Slightly Stupid. It says so much about him.
Honestly, those
I couldn't
trucks-
think of another surf rock band.
Oh, all of my attempts at
Sublime
jokes today have
seemed
been
too
garbage.
low hanging fruit.
I have not left that computer all day. I'm fucked in the brain. So
I give you credit going through a podcast, even though you're like producing and stuff, like that just still fries your fucking brain.
it's whatever.
But we're trying to do a methadone truck
yeah,
that delivers it. But can you imagine, like that you don't think that's going to get fucking robbed? Like you almost have to treat that like
you
a
do know
brain
methadone
string.
is not addictive, right?
It's not addictive, but it fucks you up. I did.
Well, okay. Tell me more then. So
Yeah.
my understanding of methadone is not the case. So I didn't.
If
know
you're
that.
on heroin, it blocks you from feeling heroin. If you're not on heroin, it's like a low dose heroin. It's
true.
I don't know if I did the same stuff. I did it in college. It was like these orange, like tangerine strips.
okay.
I don't know if I forget the technical
Write it in
name.
the comments if you
This
guys
thing,
know.
if anyone's on it.
Yeah,
If
okay,
anyone
orange.
has extra, I lost my connect in college.
Yeah.
No, it was shitty, but that was the closest I've ever gotten to heroin. It's not like I was a huge drug guy or anything, but someone was just like, this is here, try this, essentially.
Here, try this.
And I didn't know what it was, and it was to like wean people off heroin, but I totally went through like the low, like the Hershey Park ride where you just go through the video
Sure.
screens and it goes through the history. It's like I got that version of heroin.
I was
They're
gonna-
like,
I was
here's
gonna
like
say
the happy
dragon. I was gonna say the dragon roller coaster, the little kid dragon roller coaster that every carnival has.
And I feel so stupid. It was like, and you just go through waves of like getting sick too. Like you feel fucked up and you're like, this is great. And then you just like projectile vomit
Oh,
like
fuck.
effortlessly. Like you don't,
I
yeah,
like it. Yeah.
you don't feel, it's like, you ever do like mushrooms where you're like, I think I feel my saliva like from my, like coming up. You know what I mean?
Right. You're
Like I
"Oh,
feel the whole process. Yeah. It was just like, well, gotta puke. And it's like no struggle, just blip.
Wow.
And then me and my buddy, he went to like adopt cats, a cat. And then I got one because I was there.
What the fuck? Wait, what? So wait, on methadone,
Yeah.
your buddy was like, let's go adopt a cat.
Let's do some some help. Like
and then you were like, I could go for a cat. You guys are talking like it's Chinese food.
yeah, a little bit.
So you guys went and adopted cats.
Right. And then
All
the
in
next
method.
day I realized, and you don't even get that fucked up. It is such a that's why it's embarrassing. I'm allergic
This
to
is all
cats.
just used to. Oh,
I had to go back to the lady the next day and be like, I can't have this. And she was like, you were into it.
I'm not allergic to heroin, but I am allergic.
Yeah. And it had that tone. She knew what happened.
Wow.
Like she just saw right through it. She was like, you're fucked up getting a cat, weren't you?
Every once in a while,
I don't think she knew what I was on. but
Right.
She was like, this happens 3 times.
it's the
a
only
week.
thing veterinarians and like tattoo artists share. Like, yeah, we know you were drunk when you came in. Like,
Yeah.
we can't take that off, dude. Like, yeah, but at least vets, they'd be like, I guess we'll take it back, you fucking
It was
monster.
just the weirdest. She's just like, really? And I'm just like, I can't. She's
Damn,
like,
how cute.
why? And
Was
I'm
it
just,
cute.
it was a kitten. Yeah, it was cute.
It was cute. Damn, dude, you cold-hearted bastard.
Yeah.
You're out here trying to date with that kind of fucking story now, dude. You're not gonna be able to get anything.
They're like,
on
tell me
that,
about
bro.
the coolest moment of your life. I was like, well, I did recovery drugs to the point I blacked out. Like, it's just not a cool. So it's like almost, but not even cool at all.
Yeah, man. It's so Ryan K. I feel like that's what that is.
It
You did
almost
recover-
made sense. It makes.
Trust.
I acted in a way that makes sense for someone else to do. That's my whole life.
What was the plan? Do you remember going back to because do you remember the plan of like I'm gonna just get a cat and that's gonna be me?
It was the FOMO.
Oh, you just
It was that we were high and it was
Right.
he was like, look at this
Oh my
fucking
God,
cat.
be a
And I
cat.
was like, I too, like he's gonna take this cat home at one point.
sure.
And now what will I do? You know, I am catless. So I was like, fuck it, get me one.
We never considered pets that way, and it's nice to know that in a beautiful moment, you guys like just went for love. You went for love. You were doing but
Yeah.
and then we're just like, I feel kittens. Like I just need a
Whatever.
kitten.
It was also Wilkes-Barre, so there's like nothing
Uh,
to do
yeah.
out there.
No.
So it was like, you want to get fucked up and drive around? And we
I just
cast
did.
a
I just
cat
did.
phone.
I did hiking up there. You're 100% right, dude. It feels like methadone and cat loving.
Oh yeah.
It feels like methadone and cat loving. All right, man. Well, dude, this has been fucking. Thank you.
Yeah.
This has been fucking spectacular. I'm excited for this one. Thanks everybody again. Ryan K. Thank you again. Say goodbye to the folks.
Adios.
Yeah,
Adios.
boom. We'll see you next time. Another day in the cult. Later.
By the renewing of your mind.
The recycling. It's a flesh body world.
Fluid.
Human.
Fluid.
Sir slimy reptilian.
Hi, I'm International Man of Mystery Dan DePriel, and I'm one of the weekday comics. My friend Dave and I get paid to do comedy, believe it or not. But we're not allowed to tell all the jokes we want to tell. That's why we started this podcast. Join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m., where we're going to talk about the news of the day and tell a couple of jokes that we just don't feel comfortable telling on stage. Hey, we don't have careers, so who gives a weekday comics? Our podcast, where we give you the big bags of trash we were born to be and aren't allowed on the shows they pay us to do.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.